How's it going, guys? My name is Tavarish, and today I'm going to start with this. This is my 2008 Lamborghini Gallardo Spider, and a little more than a year ago, this started off the YouTube exotic car rebuilding craze. It was a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of effort to get it looking as good as it does. However, to up the ante, my new Lamborghini, my 2003 Lamborghini Murcielago, that is a different project altogether. Because you see, this car, while I can probably get some parts off eBay, and they are going to cost a little more than what you'd spend on, say, an Infiniti, that car is next level. You can't even find parts for it. So I have to resort to a lot of really interesting solutions to fix that car. And boy howdy, is it great that my body shop just called me and said that my car has way more problems than we thought. So if you guys are new to the channel, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy it, and consider subscribing if you like what you see. Now, this is not the car we're going to be working on today. My Lamborghini Murcielago, that is actually at the body shop right now, and I'm here at my shop because I have to get some parts to give to them so they can finish the job. Actually, I'm going to be helping them because otherwise it's going to be way more expensive than what it already is. But I wanted to have this car here to illustrate to you guys that if you put a lot of effort and a lot of time and a little bit of money and a ton of elbow grease into a project, you can have it looking really, really good. Basically giving it a complete makeover. And speaking of makeover, I've been making over myself a bit. I don't know if you guys might have noticed. And that actually gives me a really good segue to introduce and thank today's sponsor, Dollar Shave Club. So guys, let's be honest here. Going to the grocery store to try to find every single thing you need for your bathroom and shaving regimen, that sucks because you're gonna end up spending way more time and way more money than you actually need to. Time and money that you should be spending on your car because these are expensive sometimes. But to fix that problem, we now have a solution. And I think you guessed what it is. It is Dollar Shave Club. So those of you who have seen Dollar Shave Club before on my channel will know that they do shaving really, really well, but you might not know that they have more than just shaving products. They have shower, oral care, and even deodorants. This is the hydrating starter set, and it includes a 1-ounce bottle of Dr. Carver shave butter. It has a 1-ounce bottle of 2-in-1 mint and cedar face and body wash. This stuff is awesome. You have a 1-ounce bottle of 2-in-1 sage and black pepper shampoo and conditioner, and you have a 4-pack of the cartridges, and you have this executive handle, this premium weighty boy right here. So Dollar Shave Club ships all the products directly to your house, and the more you buy, the more you save. So go to dollarshaveclub.com/Tav to get your first starter set for only $5. That's dollarshaveclub.com/TAV. Go check it out right now. All right, it's getting a little toasty in here. I'm gonna gather all the parts I need for my Lambo. I'm gonna head out to the paint shop, and I'm probably gonna change my shirt because it's hot. All right, we are back at Color Recon, and I can't wait to see what these guys have done with my car. Where's my baby? And wow, this is nuts. So they already got all this sanded off, and you won't believe how many layers there were on those fenders. Juan and Mario are using the Induction Machine, and they're taking off all this adhesive. That's how the side skirt was being held on. But what the Induction Machine actually does is it heats up the metal without heating up the adhesive. So it's actually a very efficient way of doing it. So the reason why we're doing this is because the side skirt has to come off on both sides because they need to be sanded underneath, and we have to see if the bodywork is okay.
One of the reasons that we noticed why the yellow paint delaminated when we heat it up, because typically this won't even harm the paint. Yeah. There's no primer underneath. Okay. So that's why it wasn't adhering. So what we'll do, we'll sand it all down, epoxy primer and everything. So yeah, that will not happen again.
So there was so much work done on this car. I mean, all the orange is gone, but the orange is not the only part of the story that you guys need to know. There were 8 layers of paint on this fender and 11 layers of paint on this. I have no idea why. Probably because when they were filming, they wanted to repaint every time they had rock chips or some debris. but there was so much paint, and this took all day. You can see it's all the way down to the primer here. And this door needs to get done, but the rear quarters are looking amazing. So they need to sand this down, then they're gonna epoxy primer it. They're basically gonna seal it, then it becomes really super hard. Then they're gonna sand that down, and then after they block sand it and make sure everything is 100% straight, then they can finally put the paint on. But the paint, we're actually gonna check out today. We're gonna see what the paint code is. We're gonna see what the paint is gonna look like on the final product, and oh my God, I can't wait. All right, so that's the induction machine working. It's like a magic wand.
You see, it's not hot at all.
Yeah, that's not hot, but it comes off like butter. That's crazy. Wow.
And that will not distort the metal.
Yeah.
Because it just heats up perfectly what we need. Especially now, this car doesn't have ultra high strength steel or anything like that.
Yeah.
But in the newer vehicles, that's a big deal. When you heat up that metal, you're actually straining it. You heat it up over 400 degrees. And
you can also take out the windshield with that, right?
Yep, you can actually do that.
The windshield on this car is not in the best shape. Well, it's not exactly original. Look at the gap there. This is way taller than the roof, so we're gonna have to figure something out. Maybe take out the windshield and then bring it down, or get a new windshield. I'm not sure, but this is gonna be it's gonna be a challenge. All right, take a look at this. These are the variances between the colors on whites and black bases. And we have the white bases here, and then we have the black base, not black, but darker bases here. And there are some variances in the color, and already I think we picked a winner. I think this one is gonna be it. Take a look at how this shines in the sun. This is only about 3 coats of color.
Base coat.
Yeah, 3 base coat and 2 clear, or 1 clear.
1 coat of clear.
All right, so this is 1 coat of clear, and it's already super, super shiny. The car is actually gonna have 7 coats of clear, which is gonna make it a lot more deep. But as far as variance, just because I have the paint code doesn't mean really anything. There's so much variance within paints. So Juan actually has some swatches here. Wow, I mean, that is a really big difference. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but...
This is a quick example. They start the production in the morning, or they could be painting for days at the factory, the same model, same color. They start with this color in the morning, and by the evening or second day, they can be pushing cars of this color. That's how variances work.
That's crazy.
See, and you look at them different angles, they look the same, but they're different, depending on we call it the flop.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're the same color. You look at it different angles, they all look about the same, but they're different.
So what's the process of actually mixing this paint and you know, making it look as good as that?
Actually, we're gonna show you guys that on video, but I wanna take some time and introduce the person responsible of pretty much twisting the arm of AkzoNobel. They give it.
Is that guy? Is that you?
Guy right over there. Oh, yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. This is Eric from Refinished King. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Link will be in the description below. That is an awesome shirt.
So what I do is I'm a paint store owner. So we sell all coatings, all materials for any collision center or detail center. We make sure that basically you have everything you need from start to finish from any job. When they come in like this and leave out beautifully.
Yes.
We're part of every step of that process in the shop. We work with AkzoNobel. We chose Akzo overall because they're, in our opinion, the best in the market. Their finishes and their color match is second to none. We've worked with many paint lines in the past, but typically we find that in Florida, they don't really hold up that well.
Yeah, Florida tends to kill paint jobs real quick.
Big time.
3 years. Cheap paint doesn't last at all. And one thing that I want to comment on all of you that own shops or you want to have your shop, a successful shop in America or anywhere in the world, it's a partnership you build. It's not just buying paint. One part of our success, Color Recon success, is having that partner that helps you and they're there for you, and that's what AkzoNobel brings. Really appreciate Eric's help with that and Akzo for being part of this build, and the proof is going to be on the pudding. So
I appreciate you guys for bringing all this to the table. I mean, this is absolutely next level. I can't explain to people how excited I am about this, and the fact that that car in there is going to have like an absolutely stunning paint job. It's really a huge deal. Let's go and check out how to mix this paint.
Let's go.
All right, so we're in the dungeon. We have Juan, our lighting expert here, and we have a computer that will mix paint, or what? Actually, no. Are we mixing paint with a computer, or?
So we have two options. We can send to scale. Typically, what we do here at this point, we go ahead and reference the color. Seeing as how Akzo was so nice enough to go ahead from the factory level, make sure that the color was on point. Now we go in here, simply pull up the color we have, which is the Arancio Argos.
That's right. Arancio Argos Pearl 2 Coat Lamborghini Aventador 0117. If anyone's a Halo fan, they'll know the 117. Okay, anyway. There we go.
So at this point, we're going to go ahead and select the option. We have two variants. One standard and one just a bit bluer. We're going to go ahead and print out a formula label so that we can mix by hand. And you'll have the final result here in a few seconds.
So this is just by weight. So these are just like base components, correct?
Correct. So each one is an individual toner. You have some pearl, some orange, some silver metallic. It tells you the quantity of each one that you need mixed. And at the very end, we'll go ahead and mix this up, spray it out, and that's where you'll have your final result.
Can I get a price check on how much a gallon of this stuff is going to cost?
Sure. Get you one right now. So full mix, the gallon itself costs $1,425.71.
All right, so how many gallons do you think it's going to take to cover that car?
Let's hope just one.
Let's hope just one?
Yes.
All right, so $1,400 just for the base coat.
Just the base coat.
That's the base coat.
Any primer, sealers, so you guys know good stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, you got to pay to play. This is how much these things cost. All right, so we're in the mixing room, and these paints are making a little bit of noise. Why is that?
Well, we have these motors and these agitators to keep the paint fresh, to make sure that we have the best color match possible when mixing. So otherwise, what happens with this heat and when the paint stays stagnant, toner strengths tend to fade sometimes because the metallics tend to sink. So you want everything as close to factory production as possible. So we agitate the color as we mix and pour into our cups. That's that pearl gold you're looking at. All right. That's number one.
So how much variance can you put in there? Like, can it be off by, by a slight amount?
There's a tolerable amount that you're able to get away with, either over or under. I typically tell guys a rule of thumb is to try to be under and not over. It's a little more forgiving if you're under, where you can go back and put into it, but it's practically impossible once you've gone past where you were supposed to go back the other way.
Right. So then you have to change the mixture completely, right?
You might as well just throw it out in most cases, unless you're going to use it for just some sort of base.
Okay. It's like putting too much salt.
Pretty much. That's a perfect analogy. So this one really requires just 1 drop. 2 drops. Get to that 0.1.
That's awesome.
And remember, we're doing this to show you guys how it's mixed. We're gonna mix a whole gallon once we're getting ready to paint. It's just to show everybody how it's done in small quantities.
Yeah.
So this is really what's gonna get that color starting to go in that direction. 1.6 on that.
Have you done this before? I think you've done this before.
10 plus years, yeah.
So Eric, which one do you think is the most dominant color on that formula?
I believe it's the red.
The red?
The red's really going to push this color to where it needs to go. Not so much the orange, because it's going to get overtaken.
It's between the red, orange, and a lot of pearl. That's where we get that. A lot of people think it's just orange.
It's like people that say, you know, black is just black. Like, it's not. There's so much that goes into it. And I actually like that this color, in some lights, it looks more red, it looks more orange. Because in a lot of videos, I put, you know, this car in there, and they'd be like, oh, I thought it was a red car. Like, no, that's just, you know, the camera settings.
So this is the color in its raw form prior to any agitation, prior to anything. This is the toners as it stands for that Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Right now we're going to put a reducer in it, give it a nice little shake, and then you'll see the end result. Well, reducer helps with the drying process and the flow overall. Thank you.
No, you can't get it through the gun.
So normally I'd have a pour spout to get a precise mix, but nonetheless, if we're doing a quick spray out here, it'll definitely work.
Reducer will not throw the color off at all. It's just mainly
It's just viscosity of the...
viscosity of it. That's right.
Give it a little more agitation, and at this point we'll go ahead and stop.
Ah, it's a boy! Awesome. Awesome. So that is indeed the color. That's
Correct.
That's amazing.
And we're gonna have a closer look at it now.
Ooh! I wonder how that tastes. No, okay, that's probably a bad idea, right? Alright guys, I came back here and look at how much work has already been done. They took all the sealer off of this and it looks freaking amazing. They used that induction machine and they got everything off. But the most work that I've seen done today, and I haven't even, I'm not even dirty, my hands are still clean. Take a look at this. This is crazy. They already did the door jambs. You still see that 25.1. That's a designation from the movie. And yeah, they're taking this all the way down past the orange color down to the original color. And this is gonna be an awesome base to paint from. All right, so what are we doing here?
See all this dents here?
Uh-huh.
Get the reflection, that light, get it there.
Uh-huh, yeah, you can see the dents right there. So in order to take out those dents, we could put some body filler on there, but the correct way, what do you do?
Got me. What we're gonna do is a process called Paintless Dent Removal. So what we do is we massage the metal back to its original shape without distorting the paint, and that way there's no bondo, no filler. So I've been doing this since 1998. So that's how I started with my grassroots. I love doing this, and we're gonna have some fun.
So you want to know how those dents always, yeah, there's a dent right there. The way that these dents always show up on these Lamborghinis is because those are called old guy dents. Old people buy this car, and when they get out of the car, they put their elbows right here, and then they get out of the car, and it just creates these divots. So every single Lamborghini that you see that has this really thin metal roof, yeah, they're gonna have those dents.
And one thing I want to show the audience, a lot of people are talking that there's no work on this car. Look at all the fisheye and dirt. Can Freddie go ahead and show the reflection, all the imperfections that there is in this paint?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you can just see like this is already like clean. So you can see that these are just imperfections in the paint. This was painted in a parking lot, most likely. Like the paint is horrible. It is past saving. You look way too happy, man.
I'm passionate about what I do, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, it shows, dude. I see it. So you're just basically working it out slightly, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah. You can see where that is right there. There really is a lot of hand-eye coordination here.
Oh yeah. Right now what I'm doing is bringing it down, bring it back up, because the metal will have memory.
Yeah.
So I gotta bring it down, bring it up, bring it down, bring it up. That way the memory goes away, so that way when I'm done with it, it stays that way.
All right, take a look at the before and after. This is, I think that's the color we're gonna go with. This is the color that's already on the car, and there are some slight sparkles here. This is technically the same paint, but you can see that this formulation makes it pop so much more. It's night and day. I'm not even sure you can see that on camera, but it's a lot lighter, it's a lot more orange, and it has a lot more of that color. It's not as brown as this looks. So this is what I'm gonna choose, and I can't wait to get this on the car. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get these side skirts off, because it's not just getting this panel off. There's actually a bunch of bolts underneath, and I have to get in here, and if I can kind of get to this, it might be a little harder than I thought. Okay, side skirt is officially out. It actually was a lot harder than I thought, because there's a little bolt here that was very, very hidden. You have to go from inside the car, and we didn't figure that out until later on. But take a look at this. This is not a two-piece side skirt. It is now, because look at this horrible hack job that the production company did with Bondo and filler, and yeah, this looks really, really bad. So hopefully this is something that we can fix, but this side skirt is looking pretty janky. We're gonna put this off to the side, and then we have to get the other side skirt off. So yeah, let's get to that. All right, now both side skirts are off, and that took way longer than I would have wanted. Mainly because there were some very, very hidden bolts right here, and there's no way to get to them other than taking the wheel off and then sticking your arm all the way in, but that's not a big problem. This is already off, and there's nothing really too bad right here. There's no body damage, nothing to write home about as far as rust, so this should all clean up very, very nicely. Now, one of the things that you might have seen is this. This is my new steering wheel, and I wanted to show you guys with a nice little unveiling. Now, I do actually have to send this core out, so I'm gonna be replacing the steering wheel with this nice new one. I'm gonna keep this cover on because, as you can see, it's already getting a little dirty, but take a look at this. This is the very first of its kind on a Murcielago. Oh yeah. This is a carbon-tastic forged carbon. This is what the new Lambos have. Look at that. This is awesome. And I'm doing a complete interior in this same thing. So we have the orange center line right there and the orange stitching, and that's gonna be matching to everything else in my interior. I'm gonna have a forged carbon and orange theme. This is gonna look absolutely amazing. And of course, I have the flat bottom wheel, and I can't wait to put this on. But right now we just have to cover this up and get this old guy off. All right, Take a look at that. This looks freaking amazing. This is so much better. But it's not without its surprises, as always with this car. So I take off this airbag. You see anything missing from the back of this? Yeah, there's no airbag. There's no airbag module in the back. So what I'm gonna do is I have to order a new one, see if I can find one maybe on eBay or something, and then I have to make sure that all the wiring is good, because that wiring doesn't look exactly great. And then I'm just going to install this back and have this look as good as it does. This is awesome. I'm gonna cover this up obviously because I don't want this getting dirty or nicked or anything, but man, Carbontastic did an awesome job. Link will be in the description below for this. I can't wait to see what the rest of the interior looks like. All right guys, mission accomplished. We got dirty. We actually did get a lot of work done. The entire car is sanded down. You can see that all the panels are down to a base paint, and there's still so much work to do. We got the side skirts out. We got the new steering wheel in. We got some PDR work done. We got those dents out over there. And this is just the beginning. So I can't wait to show you what else this car has in store. There's gonna be a lot more episodes on this paint job because we're not skipping any steps. We're not doing anything that a show car wouldn't have on it, especially a $1 million show car like this one. So I'm so excited. Hope you guys like this episode. Let's give a special thanks to today's sponsor, Dollar Shave Club. Without it, I wouldn't be as pretty as I am. But until next time, this is me reminding you guys that on cars like this, and actually all of these that apparently need some paint work, that one needs more paint work than probably these other ones do. You guys need to wrench every day.